My first meeting, so yeah, we have enough.
Does this quote call just work as a
Is
quorum?
Paul on here?
Paul is
on. I see.
I think this is the
There.
entire
Paul.
committee.
To get that halo off above my head there.
I think we need to recruit more people.
You guys are live. You're good to go.
Okay, so we start with pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United
States
States of America,
and to the republic
of
for which
which
it
stands
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Can we do a roll call?
Kelly Ranieri.
Janine DePaula Stevens.
Alex Hannah.
Bill Zolper, town manager.
Ellen Winkler,
Tiffany Patterson.
And I think Paul's on there too.
Paul on there?
I'm here.
Okay, and then can somebody approve the minutes from last meeting?
I will approve the minutes from last meeting.
I need a
Somebody
second.
I second it.
And then I need somebody to approve the agenda for this meeting.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second,
Okay. First item on the agenda is to discuss and possibly vote on the idea to secure donations for the public for the town beautification project. We will discuss future sales of the memorial bricks, and also we will discuss the town's website, Facebook changes revolving around the project. So, does anybody want to go? So for the brick project, I met with Bill. We went down to the circle where the rudder is, where the tree is now. So without disturbing anything, we can actually put not so much the bricks inside where the tree is. So they would have the lights going up, so everybody's bricks with the names would be on, and they would be the footers. So when you came up to the tree with the lights, it would be there. So the options would be to remove the tree and relocate it and put or leave the tree there. Now, Dave Ashby's mom is looking for a place to put his memorial, which possibly could go there, but we just need to discuss.
Would the bricks be flat or would we create sort of like a wall? So we could come up a couple layers and have it.
So they would have to be flat. We can't go outside because that's Del Dogs.
We go up.
That's what I meant up. I meant up this. Yeah, I meant like stacking them this way.
We should be able to do that.
I've actually seen that done really nicely where it's like around, then you can have more bricks.
like
Right.
build a 2-foot wall
Yeah,
around it and have 6.
Yes.
Would the town be open to that? I mean, are there,
So I met with Tiffany last Wednesday on 10th at 3:30, and before 4 o'clock, I had emailed Alistair from Del Dot. He emailed me back that same day. He thought it was a great idea. It has to go to legal. I reminded him again today because Paul reminded me, and legal's still reviewing it.
Okay.
Okay, great.
So how many bricks do we know? Like how many we'd be looking at?
so if you put them inside there, depending, well, I was saying flat, but if we went up, we would just have to measure that.
Okay.
Mhm.
would we have them put in by someone at the town or would we have it, I mean, is there other people to do it? I mean,
So Laura Ashby said that the person who's putting together Dave's memorial has offered to donate his services.
So what is this memorial? Do we know like what it looks like or what it is?
She just wants something with a memorial of him, you know,
Like a plaque
Like
or
a
is it a
plaque.
statue? Okay.
just a plaque.
do we have?
Plaque
any-
could go in easily.
Right.
But have we done things like this before? I mean, are there any rules around how we honor someone that's been a part of the town?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, not that I'm aware of either.
So can we do that, Paul?
Yeah, you know what I think the best course is why don't we invite Laura, Dave's mom, into our next marketing meeting and get some ideas from her of what she'd like to see. I mean, obviously they raised the money, and I don't know if it's 10,000, 12,000, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, let's come up with, with what it is and what the top three, things that she would like to have, I guess. And at that point, let's go on her wishes. I mean, this is their donation to the town. So I think it's important to work with her on it and, not make that decision for her.
She did send an email, so I did invite her to this meeting, but she is out of town. She will come to the next meeting. She does have the money. She did go over some ideas, but we'll have her come in and talk to the group about it.
Yeah, let's
If
put
you
it in, let's put it publicly, and then, as a committee, we can vote on saying, hey, this is what we'd like to do primarily. And as long as our town manager is good with it, then I think that's how we go.
Do you have a sense of how much money it is?
She said it could be anywhere between 10 to 12,000.
Okay. So that's, okay. I didn't know if we knew that.
That's a lot of money.
That is a ton of
That's
money.
what they
Oh,
raised
wow.
after they, paid for all the t-shirts from the 5K.
So a while back, we had talked about like doing a, with the funding, a more permanent, like sculpturish type
Right.
thing.
We
Okay.
talked about a lighthouse in that
Okay.
area.
Just something that, people would actually come and take their
Right.
photo in front
Yeah.
of, just like they do.
Right.
Key West, when you go down,
Yeah.
So is the money that she's donating going to the beautification that we could potentially look at?
She's donating it to the beautification.
Okay,
So I think that's a discussion we could have, right? It would be cool if the sculpture is paid for in memory of, and then the bricks around are people who've made donations.
Yeah. I love that idea.
Yeah,
And-
I think they're
and-
going to be separate issues. If I can chime in for a second. The Department of Tourism has some funding that we can hire local artists to build something for us. So yeah, if we could separate, I mean, we may combine them down the road, that's how the money gets spent. But if we're getting a donation from federal money or from state money, then I think we need to follow their rules and not mix. Let's not mix them up right now. Let's see where we go with it. I think they're both great ideas.
Yeah, and Commissioner Bauer, I agree with that. I do think we have to make clear to her, right? Because we don't have enough space unless we identify another space. We just have to make sure she understands expectations that if it is federal dollars, we may not be able to have something like that. I don't want her coming in thinking that's going to be her spot.
Right.
Right.
so if we removed the tree, would it just be his memorial in the middle then?
I wasn't thinking his memorial in the middle. I was thinking, like Kelly had said
Yeah.
before at the last meeting, and a lighthouse of some sort in the
Okay.
middle
Okay,
to be the wow factor,
Yeah.
with solar lights.
Right.
Have it
Okay.
come
Yeah.
on and do it that way, because
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lighthouse would be amazing to have there. And then we can put a plaque on it. And then, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it,
But I do agree. We just want to make it clear. I mean, if we're getting federal dollars, right?
Right.
We have to
Right.
right.
maybe that's somewhere
So,
else. I mean, could we have?
Paul, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, I'm sorry. What if you have two sculptures somewhere, right?
Right. So Paul, can you fill us in a little bit more about this money that is from?
RDE just did a story on it yesterday. There's money that's become available. There's grants you have to apply for. So we have to get the grant. We have to get the grants first before the money comes in. So whether the grant goes to a nonprofit or it goes to a town. So there's just so many moving parts with it that we got to get through that aspect of it first and take it from there.
And the
My
purpose,
grand idea would be to have a couple of them. I mean, something on the ocean side, something on the bay side that identify, tourism for Dewey Beach, that this is where people are.
right. Yeah, I think that spot is key. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, and Paul, I might even say, could you do one on each end of the town, right? So you do one on the ocean, one on the bay. I mean, I don't know. But with two, there's a lot of
Right.
opportunity.
Yeah. I would
Right.
like to look at the grant form and see, because typically with grants, they want to know, lots of specifics. So,
And vendors too. sometimes.
yeah. So it would be cool to do like a mosaic type lighthouse, very,
Right.
in blue, kind of like to match the scenery. And then I
That
love
would be
like
nice.
LED lights looking up, and it would just be like a town center
Be-
and just
Mhm.
complete that area.
And the grant would pay for that, Kelly?
I would assume so, Paul. That would be my assumption.
We
Yeah.
have to get money first, but then, we'll
Right.
see how much money we get and how much we can afford. And I
Right. I was also,
initially reached out to Leah Beach at the Delaware, what do they call it? Artist Collaboration, right? DAC. I said, just try to come up with a couple ideas, start thinking about it now. And hopefully in the next month or so, we'll know where we're at as far as getting some funding. And it'll be great to hire some local artists to do something here as well, because we have a lot of talented people in this town.
right. And then also there was a federal program, I think it was last summer, and sometimes they do this where they auction off, they give away lighthouses through the federal government. Yes. So I was doing some research on that. And then in addition, the Amish, they are some builders who will come down and build lighthouses as well. No, not like full-fledged lighthouses, but replicas in the area of like $8,000 to $9,000. So I've researched that as well. So there's lots of possibilities. I think maybe we should just investigate this some more and see.
And I think set Laura's expectations that we just want to hear her ideas.
Right.
versus
Right.
Anything we can finalize, because I think we probably have to have additional discussions.
Agree.
Yeah, I would just think, let's keep them separate for now. And, we may decide to combine them later if we're all in agreement of that. But
So when you say keep them separate, are we talking about like the sale of the memorial bricks and her donation, and then
Yeah,
the
her
lighthouse
donation
separate?
could go to what she wants it to go to, regardless of what federal money we get, or if any, or any state money we get, if any.
So are we looking at taking the bricks then around the lighthouse?
I think that's
Yeah.
a separate project too.
Yeah.
But I do, to your point, I see, Laura's project and the bricks could be combined, unlike the federal side, right? So that becomes one project where we complement the. money
Right.
she's raised.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah. I think that's what you're
Okay,
asking, right?
I guess I'm just thinking
So the-
logistics, like the lighthouse has to go in place before the bricks go in place, right? If we're
Right.
doing, right? I'm just making sure that the lighthouse and bricks were in the same location. That's what I was
Right.
trying to get my head around.
Yeah.
Ideally, you put the lighthouse and you do the
Yeah.
bricks right afterwards, right?
Exactly.
Like it becomes
Yeah.
one thing.
Right. So that's why we got to just investigate and see what happens. But yeah, I mean, I think that would be great. And then putting a plaque on the lighthouse
stuff.
that,
And that
Yours.
meets the
Yeah.
Laura's request. too.
right,
And then you would figure out how many bricks and then do the pre-sale bricks. Not
right,
Start the project until bricks are sold.
right.
So what kind of timeline are we thinking then?
Next to me.
If we get this up and running, I mean, there's no way that, we should be able to start selling the bricks, I would hope within 6-7 months. I don't know, I know the local ones here is Fenwick is doing it for their park program.
Okay.
They've already started the project prior to, finishing selling of their bricks. But Rehoboth has done it for their library.
Yep.
And they're waiting to sell their brick, like they're waiting till the whole entire bricks get sold out before. And now they're starting to discount their bricks to get them sold out.
Okay. So,
We need all our bricks in a row before we can move.
yeah, that's kind of, so I'm just trying to, because I mean, to look at, if we're lucky enough to be given the grant and work forward in the grant, that money would also, it's separate for some, but if we're looking at, all right, we want to do the possibility of a lighthouse and we're going to sell the bricks. I'm trying very hard here, Paul, to keep these separate, but I'm trying to see where like, okay, how do we start this project? But we're waiting on money here, but that's all I was trying to, like,
Right.
timeline wise.
Right.
I
So
wish
we
I
have
wish
the
I had
grant
more
completely-
conclusive answers for you, but unfortunately I don't.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think the grant project is a separate project,
Right.
So
And
we
we'd
don't even
love to do
include
it,
in this.
but the focus is on meeting with Laura, getting a sense of what she has in mind, and then moving ahead with the lighthouse and the brick.
Okay, so lighthouse and bricks
I
would
just
be
want-
right there. Okay.
Right.
Got it.
Commissioner Bauer, is that what you're thinking? Like, we just focus on the bricks and the lighthouse right now?
Focus on that, and we'll let this other stuff play out as it goes.
Okay.
That's what I,
Okay. So then her money and the brick money would be the complete project, the
Right.
cost.
And we'll have her come in the next meeting. And, go over, by then she'll have an exact number, she said in the
Okay.
email. And she's more than happy to come in.
Okay.
Tiffany, is there any additional research we need to do? So you named a couple, library, Rehoboth. Should we find out what those costs are, or do we know what they're charging?
So I know that down in Fenwick, they're charging $225 for the brick.
Okay.
Rehoboth is charging $175, but they just discounted theirs to $125 to finish the cell. As far as the cost of the brick, there's several, if we do a brick or we do a paver. So if you do a paver, they can, the triangle ones, you can actually build a solid wall. They're a little more expensive, but they're easier to lay than a brick. So it's just going to be costing those out. The paver itself is about 80 cents.
I think that would look beachier.
Right. The pavers going
Versus
around.
bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're stackable.
But I thought we were doing a wall. What am I missing?
She's using the word paver for the wall.
Oh, okay, okay.
Does it have like one line or two lines? I mean, I'm sorry.
So up to 3 lines.
Okay, so 3 lines. It's a lot of
Yes.
lines.
Yes. Here's the form.
Do
So
we
you
think-
do,
Sorry, go ahead.
so they just have, so with the block.
Thank you.
Bill, do you want one of these?
Sure.
There you go, Will.
Yep.
So how they have it is you have brick line 1, brick line 2, brick line 3.
Sending it to Ellen. Ellen, I'm texting you this.
Thanks.
I hope that's allowed.
This is actually seems pretty affordable.
Right.
Forever, right?
Right.
And legacy.
Yeah.
Disney World made a lot of money selling bricks.
Pardon?
Disney World made a lot of money selling bricks.
I mean, it's inexpensive and people buy them because, realistically.
Well, that's where my initial question came
Yeah.
with, like, how many could we do? Because if we, as successful as the beach mats,
Right.
So
So we're gonna have to, once we get the approval from DowDOT, we're gonna have to just go down and be able to have a contractor down there just to give us an idea.
Yeah, like how many bricks, right?
Right.
Like, I don't have any sense.
Right.
yeah, or how high you'd want it.
Well, let me ask you this. We don't have to have all the
100,
bricks sold before
250
we-
would be 5,000.
It's probably gonna be more than 150.
Okay.
Depending on, because if we do the pavers that are thinner and flatter, then we should be able to stack more.
But do we have to have all of them sold?
So if we got
before
100,
We could do like the
talking about
lighthouse.
37.
What, Alan?
I said, do we have to have all the pavers sold or the bricks before we can start the project?
No, we don't have to, but it's better to, unless we want to do it in phases. You can break
Like,
it down in
Couldn't
phases.
Laura pay for the say the lighthouse? And then we could, and build the surrounding wall. And then as we sold the bricks, we could put them up or the pavers or whatever.
I mean, sure, that's a possibility.
My concern would be that could add to the cost.
Right,
And also someone's gonna have a challenge finding the same bricks. I will tell you, I think this comes down to the rendering of what the visual looks like, so people can imagine what their brick is. That's what sells it. So I think we would have to have a really nice picture of the lighthouse with it lit, and then show how their bricks will be part of the well.
right.
And then we go on a campaign, and it's a 7 months to 12-month campaign. We can make a decision at the end. If we aren't close, then we can figure out if we need to, hold it off, or if we just do it. But I think 12-month campaign
Right,
would be the way to do it. We have an end date and we say, before they run out.
right.
I mean, you talk about Disney. I mean, people have a connection to Dewey. I mean, I think this is permanent.
Yeah.
Probably an easier sell than the signs to some extent, the ones in the middle, because those were
Right.
just for the year.
Mhm.
Anything else?
No, all great ideas.
All right, so the next item on the agenda is discuss and possibly vote on the Dewey Beach holiday ornaments and events for the area. So with the ornaments, Janine and Ellen, do you want to talk about it a little bit?
I think I see. 'Em.
Sure.
Well, that's not, I mean,
These are just
yeah,
Samples.
samples.
but nothing of which I just brought them really for, but not really to vote on, look at, decide on, any of that. That is good. So, yeah, Ellen and I spoke and I simply did some research and asking a company that provides tchotchkes customized with logos to send some samples. And that's what they came back with. I think a custom design is probably where you're headed, but unfortunately I wasn't at the last meeting. So I don't want to speak too much to this because I
Right.
don't know what the discussion was around the ornaments.
I don't think we're going to be able to do it this year anyway, so we have more time to plan this. But I do like the idea of having a nice ornament and having it as a collector's item.
So a question just for the group, and I know we talked about this last time, but do we have a good way to sell it? And also Dewey does them. Are we in competition? Not that I care about the competition, but is it something where someone could buy, all of a sudden there's less people to buy it because people are buying the other one? Just throw that out there. Do we have
Ours
a
will be
limited
prettier.
audience? Well, and I'm not denying that, but is there a limited audience of purchasers? I don't know the answer.
No, I think, so a friend of mine, Jerry Tobias, she does the photography and then she puts the pictures on there. She's been doing it for years. I don't think I wouldn't worry about a market for that because I think there is a market for it.
Or different?
Yeah, and I would not worry about anything that has to do with
Okay.
Dewey because it has nothing to do
Yeah.
with Dewey Beach. So I think that's completely separate.
Okay.
I know that Jerry has offered to take pictures of our tree this year and make a special ornament for next year that we could sell.
Okay.
And then also for the tree lighting on the 4th, that's kind of like last year we did it, but it wasn't official. So this year, after making it kind of the inaugural Baywalk tree lighting, then with momentum building and making that special, then perhaps we set up like a kiosk next year and sell the ornaments and do something online as well. I agree with you that this year is it's not going to happen. But with Jerry on board, I think that customizing pictures of the tree and whatever, we can have her take pictures of several things and she can put them on. And I think it's a $12 profit.
I guess
Per
when
ornament. Yeah.
Again, not having been here last
Right.
time, when Ellen said to me ornament, she said the White House, I was envisioning it being like a 3D
Right.
cutout and it'd be something where like we would decide the next 3 ornaments and have them laid out, meaning it might be, maybe it's the tree, but it's a 3D cutout type design of the tree. And then perhaps it's the life-saving station, or perhaps it's, something that goes with the town that we can market, like whatever, maybe it's our logo. It could be the beautification logo, it could be the new lighthouse project becomes the ornament, but having something kind of laid out, much like, the White House does, where they pick a president and there's a reason why they do the design of that specific
No, I
ornament.
agree. I think that's definitely
That's kind of what I was thinking, is a higher end
right.
Right.
For sure.
design.
And you put a year on it, so people buy them year over year.
Right.
Right. Exactly. And speaking
Yeah, I
of
would
the
buy
year,
one of get a picture of the marketing team in front of the
Actually, sketch us all out in there.
I think that would be a number 1 seller in my book, but
Can we do a pyramid right in front of the tree? That'd be good.
no, I love that idea. But for time purposes, we have a lot of time to plan that out.
We do now.
We definitely do. So
yeah, let's keep that as an agenda item that we start work. We'll take the pictures this year, but work on
Right.
market
right. And
or fall
Yeah.
and
get
hopefully
ahead of the
that's
game.
next year.
And then for the tree lighting, what did you need help?
I have everything on the Baywalk covered. Do we know Paul, would you know who took down the tree last year? Do we
I
know
think-
if
I think Bruce did.
Thank you, did.
Alex, had something to do with that one too.
I did not take it, no.
No-
We
no
don't know
one-
where it is.
no
Thanks,
one-
thank
I know
you.
that the Hyatt did not take it down.
It disappeared.
Um,
Yeah.
It's
I-
super
I-
It did
funny out there.
disappear. One day it was there, the next day it was gone.
I know I talked to Drew and the Hyatt did not take anything down. I didn't know if our maintenance guys, if Don took
Not
it
that I'm
down.
aware of.
Okay, so basically, we just need a tree and lights. And
ornaments.
I had 4 solar LED spotlights that lit up the water. I mean, I'm willing to get those again, and I do,
What kind of lights? Just white lights?
yeah, just white lights on the tree.
I have
And
2
then-
boxes of them if somebody wants to go. Like big crates full.
Yeah, and then we just need someone to put the tree up and hoist it up and do the electric. I don't know how you did the electric
It
last
was
year.
all Drew last year.
I remember
Okay.
right, Vince helped out on that last year. He ran electric out there for us.
Yeah, and I'm sure that the Hyatt will do that again.
My understanding
What
is
do you do?
it's already there.
Oh, it's already there. Awesome. So I asked Dave Lineham if I could pay him to put up a tree, but he won't be back. So I was going to see if Todd Frischman could maybe put it up for us, unless I can find some volunteers to put a tree up, because I can't do that. I can do the whole
Come
Baywalk.
on.
Come on. I could do the whole Baywalk. The whole Baywalk should be decorated by next Friday.
So
Um,
you'll get the tree in the tree stand and all you want is somebody to put it up?
No, what we need is, I can't get I don't have a truck. So I just need somebody to get the tree, put it in, I think we put it in a giant pot we used bricks on the bottom
Yeah.
and we used sand and then we tied it. I did not do it, but you guys did it.
It was Drew. I mean,
It was
I'm
Drew.
not,
Right.
I don't have any skill with that. So I was
We
thinking.
could
like,
maybe ask Drew if he
Yeah.
could help out with that again, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know if, I think when everything disappeared, I don't know, we could ask him. I mean,
Or maybe he could just guide us as to what he did, because I know that they tied it down in 4 different places. But I'm sure we could find somebody to do it. I can't do it. Because I don't have.
and I have to tell you, I'm gone.
Right, yeah,
For 2 weeks.
Right.
So I just want, I mean, if we have to pay for it, I mean, could we, I mean, I'm happy to make a donation. I mean, I'm just.
I
trying to
have,
think
I
of-
have other people who would like to make donations too,
Maybe
and
we
then,
just have someone come in and put it, it was.
We should
you
have
said
money for
2
disposal.
days.
I get it.
um,
Can we buy it in the pot like that you had it in last year?
I don't think so, no, but I know Billy Hawker, he sells Christmas trees. Or he used to, so I can talk with him. And I do have somebody who would donate money to put that up, but also I have to check what my budget was that I was allotted for last year with decorations. I think I had $2,500. I have to see where I am for 2021, but I don't think I'm anywhere near that. So
And with Drew, I was out a couple times while he was doing it and he
Mhm.
really knew what he was doing. It took like 2 or 3 days. So here's the question I have, and I don't know, Bill or Commissioner Bauer, would we be open to a partnership where whoever puts it up gets a little plaque with their name of whatever the company is that puts the tree up? I mean, could they get credit for it? Is it a way
Sure.
to highlight that tree? I mean, I don't know. I'm just,
You deserve credit for it, sure.
Donated by
Reasonable to me.
yeah, or whoever actually donated the tree and connected them, because you got to connect with wires.
right,
Because that was the thing, if you guys remember, the wind
Right.
kept pushing it. I mean, there's a lot going on
yeah.
out there.
Let me
We'll
see if
learn.
I can talk to Todd,
Okay,
because maybe Todd could be somebody who could do that for us, or
and they get credit for it. I mean, maybe that's the
Envirotech.
win.
Right.
yeah, Envirotech, exactly. And then I'll talk to Monty, because I know he knows the tree guys who put our
Yeah,
tree in.
disposal
for-
shouldn't be that much, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely an
Right.
expense we don't
Right,
expect people to do it for free, but
Right,
Yeah,
so
do it
in
as a
in the
donation.
budget,
Yeah, donate time or
in
something.
the budget that I was given for beautification for the Baywalk and the flowers for last year, I think it was 25. Remember, Paul, we talked about that. So I need to see where I am right now. I have to gather, and I can do that exactly tomorrow. So I can see what's left over because we saved a little money not having to do the fall planters because East Coast just did them. And they did them lovely. So we saved a lot of money on that. So I think I may have about $500 to $700 left. I have to look. I have to go back and do all of that. But I also have somebody who would like to donate money if we do need a tree. But and just hire someone to do it. And then as far as the decorations on the Baywalk go, those should be done by Wednesday or Thursday, depending on weather. So
How do you want to do decorations on the tree? Do you want to have a good, I mean,
I just say white lights.
okay.
Okay,
That's all. I mean, I just say white lights and I'll get the LED spotlights again and spot it. And then underneath I had all the planters with pumpkins. I have a ton of white pumpkins. I have red sticks being painted right now. So you could do the underneath, really beautiful. And we did oyster shells last year, I think. Yeah.
I got that one.
And
They
pine
look-
cones.
Look fantastic.
They're drilled through. and created
Yeah.
the-
They were all.
Right.
Also, we had the lifeguard chair.
Right.
And
Right.
I'm looking online and I can't find the same one. I know.
Yeah. I'd like to know who took that down. We didn't take down.
No,
the
it's a great
tree.
mystery.
I'll check again with Don,
Yeah.
see what he says.
Because if it wasn't
It wasn't
the
Drew.
Hyatt, it
Yeah.
wasn't Drew. I don't know who took it. Maybe Don did. Yeah. So that'd be wonderful.
You want me to try and track down another lifeguard chair? Like just,
Sure.
yeah, let me see if
Yeah.
I can, because I mean, it was good. I just
Or
couldn't
a
find it somewhere.
lighthouse, a lighthouse topper. Why
Yeah.
not? It's the lighthouse.
Okay, I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
Right? Okay, awesome. So I would just get on that as far as finding somebody who we could potentially hire. And then I have to see what's left in my budget. So basically the decorations are going to be the same as last year with more red sticks. I have everything ready to go. I don't need any help doing it. Karen McMahon and I have that covered. So yeah, we're good on that. Yeah, easy.
Check you out.
Easy. Yeah, she and I love doing it. So plus I'm looking at the weather. It's supposed to be really windy on Tuesday. Then I heard a coastal storm is coming, but we're not going to talk about that right now. So then for the tree lighting, the Hyatt Lighthouse, they're whatever you need. So it would be 6:30 on the 4th. And basically, just ask people to gather, music, and then the Lighthouse said that they will feature specials and food and so on and so forth. I don't know if we need a bonfire on the beach just to make it more fun for people to hang
that
out.
would be fun. Depends on the weather, I guess.
Right, exactly. But and then I can bring my DJ system and play music. And and then there you go.
Do you think 7 PM lighting? I mean, is that the thought? So we tell people 6:30 and then you light it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you need any help that day getting set up?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's just very easy to bring the music thing out and, the Baywalk will be decorated. And because the lighthouse is right there, I don't think there's any additional things that need to be done except show up, be on a speaker, and there you go. Unless you all have any other ideas. I'm thinking keep it simple.
Yeah, and I have the worst voice in the world, so I'm not a fan of carols, but with music, do you do carols? I don't know. I just,
Could sing. Yeah.
I'm just throwing it, I'm not voting for that.
They could
but-
definitely sing. One thought I did have is to maybe put it out there, have people come in their best holiday costumes, like Rudolph and so on and so forth, like make it more of like a dress up type thing. But I think last year when we did it, on the down low, we had a lot of people there and they loved it. They hung out at the Baywalk. And that's when the lighthouse wasn't there. Plus, I think we'll also have a lot of people who are residents at the Hyatt that are going to join in. I anticipate a nice crowd. And I think the lighthouse will be kind of, we don't need to bring food. We don't need to do anything.
Can you buy like a hot chocolate and take it out to where the tree is?
Mhm.
Yeah, so you can do that at the lighthouse. Okay.
Yeah. And I know Drew, they're excited about it. So I don't think there's any additional thing that we need to do except find someone to put that tree up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't help.
No, oh my gosh, please, no. We'll find someone. It always, we will make it happen.
Okay.
We will make it happen.
Looks
Even if
like
we have
we're
to
all in
throw
good
it-
shape.
I don't know, Paul, what do you think about that plan?
I think it's a great plan. I think we're in good shape on it.
Okay, so I'll see if I can track down somebody to find out about putting that tree up. And then I just say, keep it simple this year. We can put something beautiful on the top. I'll do the
If not, we
bottom.
volunteers together, I'm sure.
We'll be fine. Yep, we'll find somebody. But other than that, I just think just make it simple and then we can grow from there if need be. But we have food, we have beverage, we have the beach, we have the beautiful bay walk. Nothing else
Yep.
needs to be done. Keep it simple. And I'll do a flyer. I'll do a poster for that. I just wanted to do it before we had, after the meeting, so we have all the details in place.
I think it's great. Thank you.
Okay. Sure.
Hey, I have one question for the chairperson here. Is there any public comment that needs to come in? Was there anybody that joined online? Kate, Tiffany?
David Moskowitz was in the waiting room. Okay.
I do have one thing before you finish.
Sure. Okay.
So on the signs, there's 6 of them right now that are on the meeting. You know, we've raised the money. 2 of them got destroyed during the last storm. I think we need to talk about, do we replace them? And if we do, what we can do is just take the money to replace them out of the $3,000 that we've raised for the signs, but that's a decision that you need to make. We will be pulling at least 3 of the signs out as they work on the center island, starting the next couple of weeks between Salisbury and Reed Street. We'll pull them out and put them anywhere in town that those folks want them to while they're breaking up the concrete in the middle.
Okay.
All right, but we need to talk about replacing them and who's going to pay for them.
Did we talk about that when I don't remember. Did we talk about that when we,
Janine,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Hey,
mean, I think,
Make a public comment on it as a citizen on it. I just think if someone gives us that kind of money and the sign gets destroyed because of weather or whatever, let's replace the sign for them.
I
I
agree.
agree.
Yeah, what
I mean,
do we
it's
think?
gonna cost.
We want
sorry.
people to continue to do this year over year. So, I think it's a good long-term strategy to just, hey, if something happens to the sign, don't worry about it. We're going to replace it. You're going to get your full advertising dollar out of it.
Yeah, and it never occurred to us on weather. We did talk about people just taking them,
Right.
and we definitely were gonna replace them.
So we had one taken and we did replace, it was replaced, but then there were 2 damaged during the storm. And then, Drew said, hey, I've paid for he's paid for them out of his own pocket. He goes, I just can't continue to pay for them. So we paid for Drew paid for them. We're reimbursing Drew for those 2 signs.
Right.
But the money's coming out of the money that you guys raised for the signs, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
What's the
It's gotta
time?
be
period?
fair.
So, Paul, I agree with you that we want people to feel like they got the value for this.
Right.
And so how long is this supposed to be up? I mean, do we say they're good until March and then we start the campaign again and we
No,
take
we
them down?
Year to year. I mean, and I think we got a late start this year. So, maybe, just from a logistics standpoint, maybe we just go, whoever was in this year is in for next year, plus whoever we add. And at that
Agreed.
point,
Yeah,
it's
that's great.
at the end of our season, whatever we decide to pull them up, October, November.
Well, are we gonna send another mailer to remind people for next year? I mean,
Or are we gonna push the signs because we're doing the brick project?
that's
Right.
a good question, right?
I mean, why do the signs if we're gonna do a brick project?
Well, I think we need to get everything finalized first before we make that decision. You know what I mean?
On the
Like
brick project?
on the brick project. So if people still want to do signs, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Take the
And then when
money.
everything gets finalized,
Great visibility.
you
I
know,
mean, diesel
right.
come along,
So we've had
Right.
success, so why kill the success? So
So, but the current signs, should we keep up through March? I mean, Paul, you had mentioned taking them down now, but if we're gonna produce new signs and go through the winter, you almost wonder and move them, do you
I
just?
think
keep it
everybody
through
should
the
get a
spring?
minimum, we sold it as a year. Everybody should get a year. And I'm okay with, if we slide it a little bit because of,
When was the last sign?
we're not going to replace a sign, June 15th because they put it in, June 16th the year before. I don't know how we administer it. I mean, I just want to keep it simple as well.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is, when was the last sign?
September, it was Dewey Crush.
Because I'm trying to think, if you go all the way through the last sign period, I don't know, I think that confuses it. But we do need to have some sort of guidelines around how long people can expect it up.
Right.
Or do we finish up through next year and we say we'll still take more signs, you're getting 2 years out of it? That means we have to replace it every time they disappear. We got 3 we're doing right now. They're not super expensive. Do you know how much we're reimbursing?
So they were like $80 a piece,
Okay.
maybe even less than that. I can't remember. It wasn't more than like $170 to replace 2 of them.
It doesn't make
I
sense.
think that's an
to-
administrative function that Bill Zolper can handle.
Those that have the signs. I mean, if the signs have to come down, I mean, I know ours got lost in the storm.
It's replaced.
It's replaced, but it did get lost in the storm
Mhm.
and had to be replaced. And if they're going to continue to happen.
So as a sign owner, what would you expect? You paid a nice sum. How long do you feel like it should be up? I mean, that's,
I mean, I just contributed, we, being on the committee, I knew it was supposed to be a year. But has the information on them even gone out? Like that letter that we did? Yeah. Okay.
so
So-
people are finding out about it by word of mouth and the Facebook page, right?
Right.
Do you remember what the Facebook page is? It say a 1 year? Can't remember. I know the letter said that.
Well,
We'll look at that.
it was linked to whatever it said on the town website.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the link.
Kate, do you
Maybe.
have it handy? You can pop it up on the screen.
Thanks, Kate. So the signs we did replace, we made them much stronger and better. There's 2 posts going into the ground and we framed around the actual sign. You'll see the difference. They shouldn't go anywhere until we pull them out when they start doing work on the center islands.
Did you say don't touch to nudge?
No, it's just-
How long is the work on the center islands going to take? So how long will the signs have to be moved?
So they're doing it in phases, but it's 60 days altogether. Those are work days, Monday through Thursday. They won't be working Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. They'll do the concrete from now until January, February, and then they'll do the planning in March and April.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what's funny on our beautification project sign? Yeah. It doesn't spell out how long it's for. We should probably tighten that language up a little bit.
Yes. I like the idea of finishing it through next year.
The intentions are
Right.
good. I mean, it's first year, we're learning, so let's err on the side of being more than fair to everybody.
Labor
So do
Day
we say
of next
through
year?
20 Yeah, do we say through Labor Day?
Maybe we do it calendar year. I mean, you're good January to December. Yeah, something simple. I don't know.
I kind of have a biased vote. So yeah, sure. Let's go Labor Day.
Well, but here's the concern with weather. I mean, when we move beyond Labor Day, are we gonna have?
We're probably going
more
to pull them
stuff?
up in the winter. I mean, that's where snow gets piled up at.
Yeah, that's why Labor Day is pretty.
If we get any, I'm not praying for any, but if we do get any.
I say keep them until for the calendar year.
So
And
through
then-
2022.
And we
Yeah.
leave it up to our town manager here for discretion of when to pull them up, for inclement
Right,
weather.
if
et cetera.
if you know there's gonna be, a flood, then
Yeah.
pull 'em up.
Well, here, why don't we, I like
Who knew?
2022 minus weather events in the fall, like, I mean, we just don't want to keep replacing them. We don't want the team to have to go worry about signs,
Mhm.
there's a major storm coming.
Right, if we know
Yeah.
there's a storm, boom.
Yeah, I mean, let's work on that for next year, tighten that language up.
Okay, so relook at the webpage to tighten up the language through 2022, still taking donations. And then we start focusing on the bricks.
Right.
Bill, do you feel like the new signs will be pretty good with weather?
Yeah, I think they're gonna be fine. I think the next time we take them down, any large storms is gonna be for the work,
Okay.
the construction work. And I'll take them up for those and then maybe come back and ask you where you want them placed during that time.
Yeah, and we could subject to moves based on construction or planned projects of Dewey Beach, right?
Right?
Right.
All right, that all sounds great.
Kim?
Tiffany, or Chair, can I ask a question, something else? So I do know we lost two members, or two
Right.
members are no longer in the marketing committee.
Right.
Is there any discussion about if we should be recruiting new members? Is this the right number? I don't know the answer. I just put that out there.
So I did put one person in. I guess we need, ideally, what was the number, Commissioner Bauer?
As long as it's an odd number. 5, 7, 9, 11.
Well, there's 5 now, right?
So,
Is the person?
no, we have the 6 that was voted in. Maria, that she was on the committee before, so we have
Who?
one other person, but she couldn't be here.
Oh, so there's an odd number,
Right.
an even
there's an
number.
even
That's
number.
not
Even
good.
number.
1, 2, 3,
The only,
4,
the only
5.
reason I suggest an odd number is in case there's a split decision.
Right,
It
no, I
doesn't
think
have
that
to-
perfect
But are we
sense.
fine
It
with
doesn't
this
have to
for-
be an
Well,
odd
we
number.
have
I mean,
one
we
Carmel,
can have an even number because
didn't
I think
be
for
voted
the
on.
most part, everybody agrees on this committee, but
So we will have 7.
Good.
Okay, so there's 2 new members coming.
Mhm.
Great.
Who's the second one?
Carmel. I'm gonna mess up her last name.
Monfiletto.
Monfiletto.
Okay,
I think we
Car,
should look at having one more gentleman
Carmel?
joiner.
I'm gonna own a landscaping company.
that's good, Kelly.
Nice.
So,
With some skills around it
Right?
too. Yeah.
and has a truck.
And
So-
strong.
So we gotta drive around Dewey and look for trucks that are
Just-
here year
Just
round.
put signs recruiting.
So, all right, we can figure that out.
Do we want to
Okay.
identify the next time we want to meet? We want to just do it, like, I mean, I don't know.
No, I mean, everybody's busy with the holidays coming up. I don't think there'll be a
Yeah,
meeting. in
December's
December.
tough.
There's really no point in having a meeting in December.
I hope to
So,
see everybody for the holidays here, but
you know, I guess we will just figure out when the next meeting will be in January,
Mhm.
Okay,
unless anybody knows their schedule
No,
now. I
no,
I
it's
don't
just-
really know my
yeah.
I
schedule.
was just wondering around December.
Yes.
That's fine. Okay, so
Yeah.
no December.
No, December.
Okay,
And then do I have a motion to adjourn?
so moved.
It's a tie. Do you
I can
second?
second it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
hey, thank you, everybody. Appreciate everything you all do.
Thank you, same to
Thank
you.
you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.